doing great things in our community, somebody who inspires, who motivates, who really is just making our lives and our neighborhoods better. And I'm very happy to have with me this afternoon Pastor Donna Childs of Tabernacle Community Baptist Church. And this is a beautiful week for us to be talking, Pastor, because you have something big coming up this weekend. Can you talk about that?
Yes, and thank you for having me, Carole. We are delighted. We have our church's 100th anniversary coming up this weekend, and we're looking forward to, again, just a time to celebrate 100 years of ministry, of service, of being an impact in this Milwaukee city and surrounding state and country, actually. And so, yes, we are just thankful, and to God be the glory for celebrating 100 years.
Just to make it to a centennial celebration is a milestone. And so, congratulations. Now,
Thank
can
you.
you tell me, for people who may not know, there's a lot of historical significance to your church. Can you share a little bit of that with us, Reverend?
Sure, absolutely. Tabernacle was birthed in 1922 and by a vision from our first pastor, Pastor Hooks. And at that time, there were few churches for African Americans, just a handful. And so we were thankful to be able to have a church near 10th and Walnut. And the church actually was first named St. Paul Baptist Church, later changed to Tabernacle, and then we added community to make sure that our emphasis was for the community. But throughout our 100 years, we've been really a catalyst for this community to help with social justice causes. We've been on the front line with helping with Get Out to Vote campaigns. In fact, back when Val Phillips was running for her position, she was here at Tabernacle, and we were really the just jumping off point for her to be able to get her seat as a judge in the state. And so we've really been that place where people historically have come for help, for safety, but also, again, for their political campaigns. And most importantly, we've been here to serve our community. We have several events that we do monthly and weekly for our community. And so that our name, Tabernacle Community Baptist Church, really speaks to who we are historically and currently as well.
Yeah, the word community is very important. And as you know, our communities all over the country really are facing some serious challenges right now. Pastor Childs, what would you say is the biggest challenge that we are facing right now in Milwaukee and within your congregation? What would you say?
Sure. I think it's surrounded by just not having hope. I mean, that hope is important. If you don't have money, if you don't have a good job, if you have hope, at least you have something to hold on to. So I think hope, and that to me is tied into lack of jobs and lack of the family structure. That to me are the two biggest ails that we have right now. The family structure has changed. Family values have dissipated. And so with that, we have children that are left to their own maturity and values. And we have a reckless spirit that's occurring in Milwaukee. We see that every day with the news and the driving and the shootings. And so that reckless spirit is from a lack of family values. And along with that, then, is lack of employment and proper educational skills. I told our parents Sunday at our Easter program with our children, I believe if you give your children the gift of Jesus and education, they can make it. Just having those two things, Jesus and education, they can make it. But our families are lacking education and then proper jobs. And then that leads to, again, that spirit of recklessness. You do anything you can to survive. And unfortunately, that's causing a lot of issues in Milwaukee. And so our church and all the churches across the state, but we really try to address those issues, provide hope. How can we give you training for jobs and then also provide educational tools for you to address those issues?
Well, Pastor Childs, I shudder to think if the churches were not there, because you provide so much stability and give families at least a place to grow, and young people who might not have the typical family structure that they need to be nurtured. So we definitely need you here. Now, as a female pastor leading a major church in Milwaukee, I imagine there has to be a couple of challenges. Can you just talk about that? Well, congratulations, by the way, because you're definitely a role model. So a lot of young ladies out there. What have been some of the issues that you faced just being a female, Pastor Childs?
Thank you. It's been a blessing. I first have to thank God again just for ordering my steps to this. It was definitely not my plan in life, but I'm thankful for it. But really, it's been, I guess, the biggest challenge is just the acceptance by some. Many have been very accepted of my position, and I'm thankful for those individuals. But many still don't understand that women can lead in the church. I think people have sometimes misinterpreted scripture. And so for women to be in church and then to be in leadership in church has been misconstrued. And so just the acceptance of a woman in authority as a shepherd. But I'm thankful that, again, the Lord has allowed me to just keep going forward, to know that he's in control, that he's ordered my steps. And so those who may have, have been naysayers or may not respect me, I'm just able to, I believe, shower them with love, the love of Christ. And there have been no major issues with that. And so as long as I continue to preach the gospel, to love people the way he loved us, I think that hopefully that will overcome some of the naysayers and issues that have come with not being accepted.
Well, what a blessing, and that is, that's the spirit that we need, and I think we are getting better about
Yes.
that. But we do have a little bit of a ways to go. Now, Pastor Childs, I also understand that you have been in the church since you were a child, and that's the case for a lot of your members. They stay within the church, and that's a beautiful thing. How are you able to do that? Because this is not the case for many congregations all over the world, really.
Sure, that you're right. I think Tabernacle is really a family church, and if we look at our congregation, there are generations of families, and so I believe that part of the reason why many have stayed is because their mother or their grandmother or grandfather or great grandfather has roots in Tabernacle, and so that connection, that link to Tabernacle, has been able to keep them there. But also, we've had 6 pastors before me, and all of our pastors are very loving pastors and just really great teachers and preachers. And so I think the word has kept them involved, the Tabernacle. And then just we're just a church that really, again, loves to impact people's lives. Our mission is to empower and transform lives through the word of God and ministries. And so I believe people want a part of that. They want their lives to be transformed and empowered. And so I believe because of the connection of their families and also because of what we're doing, that's been a draw to keep people here. For my family, again, as you mentioned, I was pretty much almost born in Tabernacle as a child. And I think the reason why I've stayed, again, is the people. We really have a loving congregation, and we're very humble. We do what we're asked to do. And I just believe that has kept many of our individuals and members who are still here. And then we've had people that have come back to Tabernacle, those who have left, and they've come back because, again, it's family. It's almost like leaving family and coming back home. And they're always welcome to come back. And so we're thankful. We have generations still here. We have an older congregation because, again, they've been here for so long, but we are beginning to have more new members come in that are younger. And so we're thankful, very thankful.
Well, you are blessed. And in case you're just joining us, this is Lunch with Carole. We do this every Wednesday at 12:30, and I am joined by Pastor Donna Childs of Tabernacle Community Baptist Church, and we are talking about just some of the great things the church is doing in empowering the community, but also 100 years old. What a birthday celebration. And I'm very happy to say that I'm going to be emceeing this event this Saturday at 4:00, and it starts at 4:00. And can you talk about where it is, and can people come if they want to come to the party? Or is it closed down?
That's true. Thanks. We're actually sold out at this point now.
Oh, okay, never mind.
a great problem. But we will be at the Brookville Conference Center this Saturday at 4:00 p.m. And again, we're celebrating 100 years, as Carole mentioned. And we have some great guests. And really, the event was to be able to celebrate definitely how we have 100 years of still praising God, still working and impacting this community. And so we are looking to celebrate with past members, current members, future members, other churches that we've been connected with. Local leaders will be there, those who are friends of Tabernacle, and just the community as a whole. And we have great guests coming, Carole. We have an historical figure. We have Mrs. Carlotta Walls Lanier, and she is of the historic Little Rock Nine. Back in 1957, Carlotta Walls Lanier and 8 other high school students integrated Central High School in Little Rock. And so we're excited to hear her story. Just phenomenal to me. I love history, particularly Black history, but I just love to see individuals that sacrifice their lives for many of the opportunities that we have today. And so we're really looking forward to her sharing her story, particularly for our youth and young adults, to hear how she was able to, absolutely, to withstand people calling her names. And, just, can you imagine 14 years old and going to school and you have the National Guard surrounding you? And so we're looking forward to hearing her story and having her be a part of our event.
Yeah, what an honor and what a great story of not only survival but being able to thrive. And so, and you also have some great entertainment too.
Yes, we do. We are blessed to have from the Clark sisters, Karen Clark Sheard will be our performer for the evening, our musical guest for the evening to sing her gospel music to us. And so we're thankful for Karen Clark Sheard. And then we have a comedian D Rock will also give us some humor that evening. And then that Sunday we have the phenomenal preacher, Dr. Robert Smith Jr. From Beeson Divinity School in Alabama. He'll be our preacher that Sunday morning. So yeah, we're just blessed to have individuals that are just known across the country and are again historical. And so we're thankful. We're thankful.
Well, I'm impressed that not only do you have history, you have education, you have comedy, and you have talent and music. So those are the
Yes.
kind of things that I love to go to. So Pastor Donna Childs, I really appreciate you being with us this afternoon on Lunch with
Thank
Carole,
you.
because I think what you're doing in the community is very important. And if only we could just increase this membership and increase this love and join hands and help our young people, I think we can solve a lot of these problems. But it's up to all of us old people.
That's
It
right.
really
That's
is.
right. I agree.
I call
Absolutely.
myself old, not you. Older.
Same here. Same here. I
So
agree. Yeah, the solution is truly in the love of Christ and love for each other. I mean, if we took time just to love each other and had the patience and compassion that Jesus had, we'd go much further in life for sure.
yes. Well, Pastor Childs, thanks so much for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you Saturday. And thank all of you for watching Lunch with Carole this week. See, you meet so many people that really have an important message that we all need to hear. And next week, I will have another spectacular guest on Lunch with Carole. Have a wonderful afternoon.